Millions of years ago, volcanic forces deep within the earth lifted and folded the earth's crust. The mountains were born. On every continent, they rise above the land in massive chains, shaped through the ages by wind, rain, and snow. Climate and vegetation change with the altitude, from lush green valleys up to cold, barren highlands. Here, only the hardiest plants survive. On the highest peaks, the snow never melts. Glaciers, rivers of solid ice, fill the mountain crevices. Where the sun's rays are strong enough, streams of melted snow rush downhill, carving gorges into the mountain, robbing it of its soil and minerals. The rich sediment is deposited in the lower valleys. Broad and fertile, these are the best croplands. It is here that towns are generally located. Yet in the Andes mountains of Peru, not only the lower valleys, but those at a height of 16,000 feet above sea level are also cultivated. Even the Indians' bodies have adapted to the extremes of the environment. Because the air is so thin, they have oversized lungs and chests, which make more efficient use of oxygen.
We grow potatoes and corn. My name is Luis Aquinos, and the land is for my whole family. When we all work, we grow enough for ourselves to eat. But often the worms, the ice, and too much rain ruins the crops. We just grow for ourselves.
Here also we plant potatoes. They are for us to eat. We mash them and dry them or cook them and make them taste good with herbs and hot peppers. We eat potatoes at every meal. I have something to do all the time, spinning the wool while I watch the animals when they graze on the high slopes. We have llamas. They help to carry our crops over the mountain. We raise sheep, too, for wool. The finest wool comes from the alpacas.
The village of Cochas in the highlands of Peru has changed little in hundreds of years.
I learned when I was a little boy many years ago from my own father how to paint and carve the gourds. But when I was blowing the coal, the smoke got into my eyes. Now I got used to it. I enjoy it.
tradition of craftsmanship in the Andes is strong, for these people are the descendants of the Incas. Once the Incas built great cities on the tops of these mountains, and from here ruled all Peru. In the 16th century, they were conquered by the Spanish. The Inca civilization vanished. The Indians became slaves. Today they remain poor, cut off from most of modern civilization by their own poverty and by the Andes Mountains, an isolated land. Miles away, the isolation of the Alps in Switzerland has been broken by modern technology. The village of Grimentz is built on a high slope. From the outside, its houses look the same as they did centuries ago. But that is only the facade. Unlike Peru, the new generation of Grimentz lives very differently from the way their parents did.
Je m'appelle Norbert Etas.
My name is Norbert Etas. I have a dairy farm here. We have seen a great evolution in Switzerland.
Quand j'étais un petit garçon,
when I was a boy, we lived...
On vivait, comment est-ce que je pourrais dire?
How can I put
on
it?
était heureux avec le peu qu'on avait.
Just content with very little. Life is easier now.
Il y a eu beaucoup de changements.
There have been many changes.
À l'époque, on transportait le foin sur le dos.
We used to carry the hay on our backs and heads. Now we load everything on tractors.
Et mon fils,
and my son, now he helps with the cows.
Il les amène sur les terres communales.
Takes them up to the communal land where they graze in summer. But he says when he grows up, he wants to leave the mountains.
Tout le monde se tourne vers le...
Everybody is turning toward tourism now, you know. They're leaving the land.
Dairy farming is the basic industry of the Swiss mountains. The land is given over to cows for grazing. And the large amount of milk produced by so many cows is sold in the form of cheese.
La plupart du fromage...
We sell most of the cheese we make in town.
Et puis, on en exporte beaucoup dans le monde.
Especially it's sent all over the world.
Et puis, on en a tellement pour nous-mêmes.
And of course, we have as much cheese as we want to eat ourselves.
Et du vin aussi, beaucoup de vin.
And wine too.
On a un vignoble dans la vallée.
We have a vineyard down in the valley. It's very small, but still, it's something extra.
Switzerland has built an efficient transportation network and a rich economy. This was possible because of its position at the crossroads of Europe. The Alps helped protect Switzerland from invasion, but they were not high or remote enough to keep other countries' ideas and inventions out. Peru, on the other hand, was far from Europe's cultural and industrial change, and the Andes are much larger and higher than the Alps. The result? A mountain civilization which clings to the traditions of the past. These are the terrace farms carved into the Andes by the Incas some 500 years ago. Still farmed the same way today. Peru and Switzerland, two very different ways of mountain life. Two very different people who have adapted to their mountains in unique ways, each according to its own history and tradition.
We look forward to going down into the valley. We get up early in the morning, get into the car, and make almost a holiday of it. We go about once a week to buy the things we need.
It's nice to go down into the valley. That's where we sell our gourds.
Sometimes you feel you have to get away from the mountains and talk to other people.
The market, that's where we see everybody and where we find out all that is going on.
The air is clean. We do not have many things and do not have much to eat, but we are healthy and free.
A lot of people are leaving the mountains. I suppose life is easier elsewhere. But liberty counts too, you know.